Hello there. It's Cookies with turn 60 of EA Vanheim in the Noob Orange lobby. And we've got another turn in this war, so let's go ahead and check it out. We cast Bind Heliophagus, so we'll look at that in just a second. We cast Melancholia, and Helheim was nice enough to share with me the results of this because I didn't understand the spell, and it ends up causing one thing to go away, so not worth. Oh, and then we have some couple more magic phases, but not as many as the initial turn of the war. So we have some ghouls come into our Bakemono province here. Bakemono hold up remarkably well. And last man standing is the hearse. Wait, okay. So we defeat them there. In the snake swamps, Helheim comes after us with a combined ghoul bird attack. So this should almost certainly win. And they eat the commander immediately. So a little bit of overkill. Then in the Cloudcap Spires, we have a normal phase ghoul raid. This is the same heavy cav, heavy infantry province that defended last time, so I think it'll be okay again this time. Okay. In the Forgotten Woods, we sent out a party with some bears to retake this province. So we have a thug with some support. So yeah, he wants nothing to do with bears. So we win that. And then we get raided a couple of times. First time is in Estanofia. We get some birds moving in. Probably do an attacker. We eat the commander. This is working way more consistently than I normally see it work. And it's against a hearse, too, which is kind of crazy. Alright. So here we have the Vanheim, or no, Helheim main army coming to sit on my Throne of Magic fort. So they brought their siege chaff, they brought their bird, well, some of their birds, some Pegasus riders. I think if they'd brought all the birds, they might have actually cracked it in one turn. They brought hell herdings who are starving. Did I see that right? Yes, starving, which means their morale is terrible. Good, good. Okay. So they're starving, and we have our small force of our foul vapors trap. And this guy's got a little flesh eater, so he'll stick around. So let's see what's in this army for Helheim. Jade Sorceress, potential foul vapors, potential foul vapors. We have a few sages. So some communion shenanigans potentially, maybe communion slaves. I didn't see any gems on them. We have a hero, 26 HP. I would have given this guy, made him a thug. So he's got heroic traits. Another basic army thug, all of them with affordable kits. Ah, the effigy of war. Maybe this is why it looked like there was so much chaff. Yeah, they've all got like a frost brand. So really, well, not all of them, but a lot of them. Flesh eater. Okay. Oh, that one was mine. Okay, so we've got one Jarl, but a bunch of hearses, a few sages, a couple of sorceresses. Let's go ahead and see how the army does. And the bird's lifting off, so we'll jump back here. They get intercepted. Foul Vapors goes off. Remember, this is the most important guy in the army. Is our little angry gardener. He's still around, 5 HP. The Pegasus Rider's right landing back here. Meanwhile, they're starting to... They're rolling through now, so... Managed to kill these two, so he gets to live a little bit longer, and now these bodyguards have gone down. Everything is collapsing around him, but this worked because our gardener was one of the last ones to die, so not too bad. Seriously, bro? How did you not berserk? Huh. Maybe the army rout happened before he berserked. And Foul Vapors. Very good. So, where was that? Alright, so we took a little bit of a pound of flesh. We lost 15 sacreds. So, almost 2 turns of protection. We lost some clockworks and some other summons. So, maybe a gem, like 4 gems. 2 turns of sacreds, and maybe like 14 earth gems. So I mean, this is definitely not nothing. This guy had 10 gems worth of gear on him. This guy had 5 blood slaves worth of gear. So there was commitment here, but we killed 6 mages. We killed all the Blackhawks. Killed 8 of the Pegasus Riders. Killed 14 Hell Herdings. So our 40 gold guys got to trade almost evenly with the 65 gold guys. Killed 5 of the cave grubs. And yeah, I would call this a success. So let's go ahead and jump to the map. So we're under siege here. Notice our fort did not get broken. We had 25 wall integrity left. If these birds had shown up here, maybe it's a 1-turn crack. And then we have a bunch of wolves here as well. So let's go ahead and see old giant woods. Oh, we just watched that. Amber fields. So we counterattack in amber fields. We have a thug leading a pack of Vanheims. So, completely different experience when you have some bodyguards. Alright. And then no PD in Sermiak. And in Iskafine. Peen? I don't know. We bring 2 Jarls. One with 2 air gems, one with a blood slave. But we run into a Vanheim army. So they're screwed. They've got a Jarl, a couple of hearses. This hearse with a bunch of gear and heroic traits. Heroic witness, so 33 defense with some really cool stuff on it. I like the charcoal shield for the fire shield. I don't know about this, bringing this along, but having regen is kind of cool. But it's only 5% on 16 HP. So maybe it's like 1 HP a turn or something. I don't know. And then we have a lightning spear. Which one is that? And then we have a Dis, who's also a hero. So I would thug this out because it flies too. 28 map move. But has chosen not to do so. So this army is screwed. However, it does help me identify a problem in my script where apparently casting Mistform first and then having it do the air elemental causes just enough fatigue that it doesn't like what you told it to do, and it just does the baby air elemental, which is basically a waste of gems. So that was good to find that out. So I start correcting my script after that. And then get into Kratos, where we send a twice-born gnomed, because it only costs 5 death gems to twice-born these guys, with 4 earth gems to do a raid. But he runs into all the Jotun wolves. Or a bunch of them, rather. Nothing special about the commanders. But this is also the province with the Melancholia. So, kind of interesting. So I guess one unit failed the morale and MR check out of this force to actually desert, because again, I didn't know that it happened after movement. So you have to like predict. So, and for all I know, it could have been one of these slingers or something. So he's going to try to make some earth elementals. The wolves care not. They eat them so fast. And so he gets twice born, which is fine with me. And then in the Banded Hills, we send another small raid. This is with a little bit lighter thug. He's only got 20 gems worth of gear. And we have some Vanheims. Against just some PD. I don't think it ever gets old for me watching Vanheims just blender things in front of them. Alright. And then Helheim raids and Stumble Down Passage. So we have another ghoul attack. Bakemono defends so well against that. Like, honestly, like, even though they routed off the field, like, impressed. Then lightning, no commanders killed, which is great. Only 3 units killed, which is great. 7 water gems. We lose a bunch of gold. And we are under siege. Our Iron Wizard left us. He didn't like the offer we made. And we get our White Mage. So he's right here. Okay. Pretty neat. We're going to gateway in with a bunch of stuff. So this is more than enough to clog up the gate, if that's what we end up doing. We're twice spawning this Vanadrat, which is 15 death gems, and we're casting Curse of Blood, so we're going to start pumping out vampires. Because we actually have we've built up a little bit of a blood eco, so we can start doing stuff like this. We're getting more helmets, more thug gear, more stuff to survive remote attacks and cold attacks. We're doing some raids, so we're going to go ahead and raid out here. We're going to go ahead and raid out here. Their army is here, so my assumption during this particular turn was that it would move onto my fort, onto the throne. So I'm raiding around that. Moving these guys back just to kind of keep rotating. Don't want to be too stale. I'm going to go ahead and raid here with a thug. Forging a Frostbrand with this little guy. Continuing to blood hunt back here, continuing to blood hunt over here. I am buying generally as many Jarls as I can afford every single turn, and I don't know, like, I feel like I can never have enough Jarls. Like I needed, like, the 2 production was really good in expansion, but honestly, like, I would love to have like 2 order right now to get more gold, or like a 3rd growth scale. you know, just more like, oh my goodness, I want more Jarls. Because I need them to blood hunt, I need them to blood sack to keep out this awful Helheim Dominion, because it seems like he's blood sacking too, or he's just got a pile of temples. I need them to raid, I need them as like Thunder Strikers, Communion Slaves. Like, it's kind of like the Raktapada problem for Lanka, where it seems like no matter how many Raktapada you hire, you always need more. So, anyways, we're gonna. I think the highlight of the defense is we're gonna do more counter raiding, but we're also gonna try and break this siege. So I know I'm gatewaying then an army, and if stuff retreats into here, I can use them for the defense. But I want to try and break this. So we've got this whole army. Oh, let's this is the Y key though, not the ones I selected, because we've got reinforcements coming in from outside the province. So we're going to get mass protection and attempt to get some Legions of Steel. We've got multiple Divine Blessing casts, because we have potentially some Valkyries coming in, so I want to bless them as well. We're going to try and do Wailing Winds. We've got some Sabbath Slaves set up. We've got Storm Powers into Thunderstrike. We have Prison of Fire to lock down enemy sacreds. We've got Maws of the Earth to lock down their sacreds. We've got a Thug, like just a general army Thug, with Breath of Winter, since they don't have cold resist. Try and freeze them out a little. We have Storm from this guy. We have a bunch of sacreds. In retrospect, I should have put the sacreds a little bit further back because they have a tendency to run forward. And if stuff jumps on them, then that would be an issue. More Thunderstrike spammers. We have some Thunder Ward going on with this guy, including Fog Warriors. That's another big spell we're going to get off because Helheim doesn't have magic weapons. And we've got redundancy for mass protection. I need mass protection. But it's gonna, this particular casting is going to come after Growing Fury. So we're going to do Growing Fury, Army of Giants, Serpent's Blessing, a lot of the big nature spells. Also, we're going to add in Stygian Reigns. My troops have magic weapons, his troops do not, so the invulnerability I feel like is way better for me than it is for him. And then we're just going to try and keep this caster alive, so invulnerability and drain life spam. Additionally, let me find it. My Sabbath Master. I thought I had like another Sabbath Master. I'm just not seeing it. Hopefully I didn't remove their script. I don't think I did. I think I'm just blind. Because I've got a, one of the Communion Masters is supposed to also do a rather large blood spell. I just can't seem to find them. Huh. Well, the idea was I was going to do bloodletting, and maybe I forgot to script it, but I didn't think I did. But the idea was to Growing Fury into bloodletting, and so we would make a lot of our troops give a lot of them berserk and then make them berserk. So that's kind of the idea there. I don't. Huh. Maybe I just forgot to script it though. I could have swore I did. Or maybe I ended up scripting it but forgot to save the turn file after doing that, which is also likely. Anyways, we're going to do some more counter raiding, sending this guy around. He's twice borned. Continuing to send more troops out. Of note, I am going to try to cut off retreat routes here. Um, so even though it's super dangerous, it's in like relatively high Helheim Dominion. We're gonna do some cloud trapezes, Call of the Winds. Maybe it'll work for me. We've got some. We're gonna do Murdering Winter on his army. So that's another thing we're gonna do. And yeah, I think that's it. We've migrated this army from there over to here, so it can react better to defending Marverni. Just kind of, Bessia needs to defend their thrones. Like, they've had enough way too long to fort this stuff. Like, it's kind of ridiculous. It's not my job. So, yeah, so we're gonna move on there and go ahead and defend Vanheim lands. And oh, I guess another thing, when this war was first gonna start, Bessia was really kind, and but I mean they were trying to be nice, but they were offering to like kind of like let me invade them and win. But I declined. I think this is like the more fun route to go. And I think it's just like I don't know, maybe Abyssia was like a little burnt out or something, or they didn't feel like they could defend themselves, or but I don't really want to throne rush this game. Like, I'd rather enjoy the fight with Helheim. I want to see if I can kill armies like this. I think that's more interesting to me than trying to do a throne rush. We're getting a Troll King as well. Getting some more gear. And I could have swore I set up bloodletting, but maybe I didn't. But I'm pretty sure I did. Maybe I just don't have the turn file for it. But yeah, I'm gonna have a set of raids set up for trying to cut off retreat routes as well. And I will see you in turn 61, and we'll get the real fireworks.